In my clinical practice, it was always the case that when I was dealing with the most fundamental catastrophes of people's lives, or the most profound experiences of their lives, that the language would automatically become religious.
Yes.
And that was the case even if the people that I was talking to were explicitly a-religious or secularist. And the reason for that is that we actually have a domain of deep language. And when we fall into the domain of deep language, we're in the domain of the sacred. And I've been trying to think about that technically. So imagine this, we have this notion of literary depth, right? Some stories are shallow, some stories are deep. Okay, and everyone feels that, and everyone pretty much accepts the fact that same with music, the same with beauty, any art form, there's shallow aspects and there are deep aspects. And deep aspects move you, yes. And they move you deeply. So they have emotional resonance, and they call to you as well, right? They call you to a better version of yourself. And part of the depth, so imagine that the deeper an idea is precisely proportionate to the number of other ideas that depend on that idea. Mm-hmm. Right, and so then as we move down into the depths and we start talking about, well, the category of sex, for example, or that stellar purity and attractiveness of children, which you really see if you can see children. You're way down in the depths when you see that. That's how children reward you for having them, right? Is that there's such a responsibility and such a miracle at the same time, that the miracle of the relationship that you can have with them amply repays you for the responsibility if you can only see it. But then you have to go down into the depths and take that relationship as a sacred reality and ethical requirement. And yeah, you deal with those things casually at your great peril.